the needle on the record.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Stephen Forman Jr., also known as Paulie, and I'm a 2020 graduate of Buffalo Academy for Visual and Performing Arts, and I am an artist. So I always like to tell people we all draw when we're young. It's a matter of who stops, right? And I just never stop. My parents would always encourage me to draw and everything like that. I had older cousins who drew around me, who served as an inspiration. All the anime and cartoons that I would watch when I was younger, like Dragon Ball and like Sonic, I would watch and read comics of these characters and just be enamored by how one could tell a story through just itty bitty images, right? And so my love from art comes from a lot of the storytelling that I consumed as a child, as well as just my general family around me encouraging and nurturing that artistic ability within me, and just encouraged me to just keep going with my art practice. So honestly, I just fell in love with art that way and never stopped, So the application process for getting into the visual arts department was very interesting. It was something I've never experienced before, and it was basically, they called us up to this room. I know whose room it is now is Sean Watucky's room, but they had just rounded up all of us who were going for that visual arts department, and we were taken into this room where it was a big open space where there was at least 3 stations where we had to draw from a still life. We had to draw what we saw and everything like that, and as we were drawing within this maybe half an hour to an hour, just creating this drawing, we would one by one be picked out by the art teachers there, and just ask general questions like, what do you like to draw? Why did you want to come to this school, kind of thing, and all these other questions. And as they were asking these questions and hearing our responses, they would flip through our portfolio, see that, look at the, what we could build upon while at the school and in the program and everything like that. So I believe it was in February, I don't know what year, but I was accepted. We got the news through a letter, and it was just a really exciting point of my life where I was I was going to this new school. So yeah, this was going to be a new adventure for me, and I was really excited to take on the challenges of a new environment, a new kind of regime of how to go about getting better at art. So what was it like going to performing arts? Well, I can say as a young person at the time, Victorious was very popular at the time. So we were all expected, everybody's dancing. We get to customize our own lockers and everything like that. So that is not the case. That didn't happen, but it was still a lot of fun. Having people specialize in what they're gifted at or what they're talented with, or just the skills that they have, it was interesting to be a part of that and be in that environment, right? So obviously we would have our special talents that we would hone and everything like that. So I'd be a part of the visual department, the visual art department. But it'd be fun because sometimes I'd have friends in the dance department. There'd be friends with the theater department as well as the music department. So it was just awesome to be in that kind of environment where everybody's working on their craft, their skill, and we get to share different ideas, hear different people's talents, or we even visually witness them. It was amazing. I loved it. And, I had amazing teachers who set me up with a great art education. So with my time at Performing Arts, I was introduced to a lot of different visual art forms. So with Mrs. Ginther, she introduced us to photography, which was fun. With Mrs. Lyons, she introduced us to the digital side of things. So like we got to learn about animation and stop motion, as well as how to work with Adobe, like Illustrator and Photoshop. With Mrs. Larrabee, Miss Chido, Mark Herring, or Mr. Aaron, as well as Mr. Watucky, we got to learn about like more of the traditional / analog way of creating art, which is, you know, drawing, painting, sculpting. It definitely introduced me to a lot of different artists that I still enjoy and go to for like a sense of inspiration or creativity. I met my wife at Performing Arts High School. At the time, we did not know that we'd end up together, but through Performing Arts and just our time there, as well as me becoming an artist by Performing Arts, you know, we were able to connect. You know, she was liking some of the artwork I was putting out, and you know, we just reconnected that way, and now we're here, married and happy. It's just awesome. It's an awesome experience. Alright, so with me graduating in 2020, it was a little weird during the time since, you know, before graduation, there was that time where we weren't in school. So my teacher at the time, my homeroom teacher at the time, Mrs. Murphy, she lent me an iPad from the school in which, you know, I was watching people create art digitally, you know, on their computers and on their tablets for years now. So now is my time to shine, you know, with the iPad, with Procreate and everything like that. So during my time before graduation, I was just painting as much as I can, doing some album covers for fellow students at Performing Arts. And, you know, since then, I would just hone that skill of like painting digitally. And honestly, it's something I still do today. It's still a part of my craft, using Procreate on my iPad. And, you know, just I felt ready for the art world by the time I graduated high school, and you know, I was just eager to seek more education at Buff State, and you know, just use my skills that I learned from Performing Arts to just, you know, make a splash in the art scene here in Buffalo. So I consider myself an illustrator. I always loved storytelling through images. So, you know, I do comic book making. I just put out a comic book just earlier last year, 2024. I do a lot of illustrating. I also do caricatures. I've been caricaturing for 8 years now at Canal Side, as well as Darien Lake. I also have a measly little YouTube channel right now too. So if you want to check that out, there's that. We recently just got 1,000 subscribers, so you know, we're doing something over there. But you know, I just wanted to real quick just thank my mom and dad for putting me in the Buffalo public schools.